Everyone, Ken Scott, Senior, U.S. Immigration Law Intelligence Analyst with U.S. Entry Waiver Services.com, and we resolve all of your American border crossing issues. And this video today is going to cover something that a client emailed us, and the more I think about it, I'm thinking this should actually be it should be talked about. Okay, so the question was that what the guy was posing was, does he, or mostly can he get a U.S. entry waiver now with charges that are pending? So I read the email and I told him I'm going to make a story about this. Let's just say the gentleman's name is, let's find a name. Dicini, Mr. Dicini. So Mr. Dicini has been charged with, what do I want to say? Think of a really, really good one. Charged with fraud. Let's say charged with fraud. Mr. Dicini has been charged with fraud. Fraud over 5,000 actually. So because he's charged and the charge is pending, so Mr. Dicini decides to try to make a trip flying to, I don't know, Buffalo. So he gets to the border, they run his name, they see he's got the charge pending for fraud, even though he's not convicted, it's charge pending. You guys don't realize just how much damage you've just done to yourself because, well, for one thing, they're going to likely deny you entry. They're going to capture your iris scan and do the biometrics for your fingerprints. So once that happens, then you're in the database, Homeland Security. Once you're in that database, then they already know that he has this charge pending for fraud. Now, what they might do, the possibility is they may try to get a sworn statement from him asking him, so what happened with the fraud? And he says the fact that let's just say the fraud is he's accused of taking a car and running into the river, or setting it on fire, running into the river, driving the car into the river, just so he can try to collect money and then report the car stolen. Let's just say that's his fraud. Well, so I'm the officer. I'm going to ask him, so Mr. Dicini, what happened with your fraud case? And notice how I use my tone. Oh, Mr. Dicini, so how are you doing today, sir? He says, oh, I'm fine. Hey, I see here in the computer, sir, it says that you've got a fraud charge pending. What do you think about that? And he says, well, I don't know. I say, whatever, it is what it is. I said, oh. I said, well, what happened with your fraud? What did you do? Well, I mean, I'm kind of embarrassed talking about it. Well, I understand, sir, and I don't, I'm not here to judge you. I'm just curious, as to what happened with the fraud. Maybe you can elaborate because we see fraud here. And he said, well, I'm not convicted. I said, well, no, we understand that, but we see fraud here, so we don't know what happened. So we need to update our system, our database, update the info on you. So if you can let me know what happened with the fraud. I mean, I'm not going to judge you because, we see this all the time, sir. So we just want to make sure the files are, straight. The records are good to go. So did you write a phony check, perhaps, or like what happened with the fraud? Oh, well, I just bought a car and I couldn't afford the payments. And then I set the car on fire and I ran it into the river. And he said, oh man, it really sucks, economy's tight now. And the girlfriend left me for this other guy and she cleaned up my account. And, I just try to be a nice guy. I try to be a good dude to her. And, this is the price I get. And I bought her the car. It's in my name, but I bought her the car and she left me for a guy with a Lamborghini. I say, man, that sucks. I get where you're coming from. I said, that's really crappy for her to do that. I said, I see what's going on. But so you're saying that you set the car on fire, and then what you did, you just drove it into the Fraser River, and then you just reported the car stolen. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. But why is it just pending then? What does your lawyer say? Oh, he's telling me the police don't know what happened. They don't know I did it. Oh, okay. I said, no, fine, fair enough. Okay. Well, will they ever find out? He said, well, I'm not going to tell them what I did. Now, remember, I'm a uniformed officer now. Okay, that's okay. Now I'm updating the system. Okay, sir, no, it's not a problem. Hey, can you do me a favor? If you want to just take a seat over there, we're going to finish this up. Want to get you out the door. We'll get you going. Okay, fine. Yeah, because I got my plane to catch. So not a problem, sir. We're going to get you out the door. Okay, how long will it take? It won't take, can't, so we're going to try to go as fast as we can, but we're going to definitely get you out the door here. Okay. Now Lee go speak to the supervisor and explain to him what happens. So he orders me to deny him entry, of course, and to do the sworn statement. I said, okay, Mr. Zassini, can you come up here, please? Okay, so can you sign right here? Okay, this is just a detailed conversation, a record of what we talked about. Okay, whatever. Okay, what else do you need? Well, that's it, sir. So Mr. Dassini, I have to inform you that you have been deemed inadmissible to the United States at this time. And he says, well, why? For what? Well, because you've already told me that you've got a fraud charge pending. You've already told me that you stole the vehicle, you set it on fire, you drove it into the Fraser River yourself, you reported it stolen to the Burnaby RCMP. He says, well, yeah, but I'm not convicted of it. That's fine, sir, but you've already told me that you've committed this offense. Well, yeah, I know, I'm trying to be honest. I said, no, we appreciate your honesty. Don't get me wrong. We do appreciate your honesty. He said, well, yeah, but I missed my flight. Yeah, sir, it's really unfortunate, but my supervisor, he just told me to deny your entry to the USA. And he starts getting upset. I say, yeah, I understand, sir. I understand, sir. I understand. But at this point, we cannot let you enter today. He said, oh, I'm gonna lose my ticket. I understand, sir. Maybe there's some cancellation insurance. No, I didn't have any. I got a cheap ticket on Skyscanner. Yeah, sir. I truly understand where you're coming from. I understand. Not much more we can do. Well, you said you'll get me out the door. I am getting out the door, sir. There's the door right there. And that door leads back to Canada Border Services. But you said out the, yes, sir, I'm getting you out the door. The door, and there's the door leads to Canada Border Services. Oh, you said on the plane. I didn't say I'll get you on the plane, sir. I told you I'll get you out the door. And I'm keeping my word. I'm getting you out the door. And he says, well, this is just bullshit. I didn't know that's it. Well, sir, I mean, in all honesty, you stole the car. You did the fraud, not me. Thank you for your cooperation. So he walks out or escorted up at CBSA. He's upset. He's pissed. And now, fast forward, his lawyer takes this to court. He gets found. The charges get dropped because I don't know, the police did a sloppy search. Whatever reason, the charges get dropped. He's thinking he's scot-free. No, he's not. He screwed himself because under the immigration code, it says essentially any relevant conviction you have and whatever you voluntarily admit to regarding admitting to committing the elements of the actual offense will deem you inadmissible. So because he admitted to stealing the car, false police report, and I'm going to assume false statements to the cops, and he admitted basically all the elements of the crime and more. So he needs a waiver, not for the charge. The charge was only to go fishing, but for his voluntary admission. His admission is the same thing as a conviction. This is where a lot of you guys get screwed up out in the field because you guys don't seem to understand that when you go down to that border, you start elaborating on things that's not set in stone. That's when you're going to start digging your hole deeper and deeper. Discount waiver companies don't understand this concept, so they're just going to say, yeah, we'll do a waiver. The lawyers will tell you, oh, be honest, tell everything, be honest. They'll tell you that. And one of the big reasons is they know you'll likely sink your own ship. And then they're thinking, oh, well, once you are at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, you're going to contact them for the waiver. Now it gets even better. Now what's going to happen is, so you apply for your waiver. So he's going to apply for his waiver, Mr. Dassini. So he applies for his waiver. It goes to the headquarters at the ARO headquarters. And then they say, oh, not enough time has passed since he committed this offense, because it's only what, let's say 4 months. He's denied. He's screwed. He's screwed for a certain amount of time. I won't go into that because they have a special formula at the ARO CBP uses to do the analyses. We've got that formula ourselves and we use it, but we're not going to share it here. It is in one of these folders though, the analyses, the formula, along with adjudication sheets, we often talk about. Their regulations are right over there. I won't bore you with them, that kind of stuff. But the point is, he's going to get denied because they're going to say not enough time has passed for rehabilitation. And the rehabilitation is dependent upon various factors, various things. So I'm not going to go into that because the discount waiver companies, like I said, they have a habit of reviewing our footage to try to reverse engineer material to use in their cases so they can keep their lights on and pay their bills. So we're not giving that away whatsoever. But suffice to say, Mr. Dicini is screwed. I won't say how long he's screwed or how to fix it. Well, I mean, we know how to fix it, how long he's screwed or when or how to fix it. But at that point, he is screwed and he's out of that money. So if he paid Batman's pardons and waivers to do his waiver and he gets his denial, which there's a 95% chance he will, Batman's going to say, oh, sorry about that. Or the law firm of Bartle and Associates, they'll say, well, sir, you know, we gave it our best shot. And either way, he's bent over the table. Now, for us, if he comes to us and the first time, I want to say, look, I don't think such, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what I would do, in my opinion, if I were you, I would such and such, such and such, such and such. And then we'll see what he says. But then if he goes to Batman's pardons and waivers and then he's denied, we look at the denial and we do the analyses and the other stuff, I'm gonna say this is gonna be tricky to turn around. I said you were better off if you had punched Burnaby RCMP officer. I'm not telling you to do it. If you punched the Burnaby RCMP officer or rammed the police barricade, I said that we could have got by much quicker and possibly it could have gotten by much quicker. I'll just say that. I almost said something else. I don't want the cat out of the bag in that sense. And that's how it is. So before you guys decide to start dishing out money and to these discount waiver companies, if you're foolish enough to use one, you definitely need to exercise some common sense and look at your situation and stop being so goddamn in a rush regarding everything, especially you millennials. Stop being in a goddamn rush, because what happens is when you rush is when you get screwed. Now, I'm the most impatient person around, probably, or I'm up there for having no patience whatsoever. But I have enough common sense to know that some things you cannot rush. Some things you have to have patience. As much as I have to grin and bear it. So some of you guys need to get some patience here, and not everything is fast. And don't believe that bullshit where they keep telling you this e-safe, oh, it's fast, it's fast, it's fast. That's complete bullshit. It's not necessarily fast. It's all case specific. That's one of the scams these lawyers keep pushing is how fast this e-safe supposedly is, and also how they're the only ones that can do e-safe for you. That's complete bullshit. We don't do e-safe. There's no point in it, because my guys who have offenses for washing money and selling product are coming back approved around the 4 to 8 week mark. And that's all with paper. So go figure. So lots of scams out there, guys. Protect yourselves. Buyer beware. Again, so it's Ken Scott and Mr. Dicini signing off. Senior U.S. Immigration Law Intelligence Analyst with www.usentry-waiver-services.com. And that's 888-908-3841 or 604-562-8140. You know, every time we do these videos, I look at my reflection. It almost looks like my eyes are closed, but they're not. Oh. I don't know why, but anyway, so signing off. And then oh, and also a number is 604-562-8140. So usentryWaiverServices.com, and in the words of my Vulcan colleague, live long and prosper.